Good morning, everyone. My name is Alex Slacky. I'm here representing AAA, an organization that serves nearly 300,000 members in Nassau County alone. And you might be wondering, why are we here? It's a little bit odd. AAA is standing up here with only Democrats, and we're not. We're not a partisan organization. We're nonpartisan. We don't endorse anyone. We don't give any money to anyone. So why are we here? Well, we're here with the folks that are opposing this outrageous money grab. And it just so happens to be the Democratic caucus, and we're happy to stand here with you. And why are we here essentially? It's because the county executive has made this $105 public safety fee on red light, parking, traffic violations, his signature initiative. That's his signature initiative in this budget. That's clearly demonstrates a total lack of any creative ideas. And the two reasons that we're given why this fee is good. And the first is, well, we have to fund the police. This is the sky will fall argument. Because essentially they're saying, oh, well, we have to fund the police so we can fight crime and terrorism and the heroin epidemic. Therefore, a ticket for an expired meter must be $220. That logic certainly doesn't compute with me, and I don't think it computes with any of the members of the public. The other reason that we're here is that basically raising property taxes is anathema in Nassau County, and with good reason. Property taxes are very high. But the Nassau County Code says that the police expenses shall be funded with property taxes. That's in the budget. That should be how it fills the budget. And there's a good reason for that. Policing and public safety, that's a core government function. That's a basic responsibility of the budget. That should be addressed in a reasonable fashion, not with these unrelated fees. And we've heard that, from the presiding officer that this was a tough decision. I disagree. I think it's an easy decision to oppose it. And the idea that it takes courage to support this fee is totally wrong. It's not courageous, it's gutless. The idea that drivers are a source of revenue for the county, that's as old as time. It's like the #1 source for municipalities all around the country to go after drivers to fill their budgets. This is not a new idea. And I don't think voters are going to be fooled. They weren't fooled with speed cameras, which we supported, by the way, and then we ended up with egg on our face because it turned from a public safety initiative into a revenue-raising initiative, and voters stood up and said, that's not okay. Using traffic enforcement to balance the budget is bad public policy. And I think that voters are going to say the same thing here. And the problem really is that we saw with speed cameras a lot of skepticism about enforcement. We don't want to see that skepticism applied to the police when they're doing their jobs out in the street. We want to build trust between the police and the community. We don't want to further divide them, but this puts the police in a very difficult public relations position. We know they're great out on the roads, and they really are doing a lot of work to keep the roads safe. But we need to continue to build that traffic safety culture, not tear it down. We have a big problem on our roads in Nassau County. 92 people died on our roads in 2015. That's what we should be going after. Not little parking fines, not everyday marginal violations. We need to be going after major lawbreakers. And this fee would hurt a lot of folks who can't really afford it. People think everyone in Nassau County, they're wealthy. That's the image that gets projected to a lot of the rest of the country. But if you take a look at the census data, a quarter of Nassau residents who drive to work earn under $25,000 a year. This $105, that's a day's pay for those folks. And you go to traffic court, you're not seeing the people who are Mr. Moneybags. You're seeing people who may, in some cases, have a difficult time paying this fee. And this fee for what? An expired meter ticket, $220? That's vastly out of proportion with the severity of the offense. And lastly, as noted before, it does raise very serious legal questions, this fee, because a fee, if you call it a fee, that goes to pay for general government services, that's not a fee, that's a tax. And the county can't tax its residents without authorization from the state. I don't think they have that authorization yet. So I want to thank you for all coming out, and we look forward to any questions you might have.
Let me just
Point.